I know that watching this video might make some of you uncomfortable, but for dialysis patients, this is their everyday reality. And the truth? It's not talked about enough. I am a registered nurse who has spent years caring for patients on dialysis. I've seen the exhaustion in their eyes, the pain they hide behind forced smiles, and the struggles that go far beyond the 4-hour treatments. And yet, most people, including those just starting dialysis, have no idea what to expect. They're told it'll save their life, but no one prepares them for the toll it takes. What most people see is the surface, the quiet dialysis room, patients calmly sitting in chairs waiting for treatment to finish. But what they don't see is what happens after. The crushing exhaustion, the pounding headaches, the moments of sheer agony. The truth? Dialysis patients don't just endure treatment, they suffer through it. Mornings aren't a fresh start. They're a reminder of the fight ahead. Overnight, toxins like urea and creatinine have built up in the blood, making it nearly impossible to function. Fatigue feels like a heavy chain, keeping the body glued to the bed. The mirror reflects a swollen, unfamiliar face, sometimes so puffy that patients don't even recognize themselves. Step into a dialysis unit and reality hits hard. Some patients arrive barely able to breathe, their lungs drowning in excess fluid. Others cling to consciousness, lightheaded from the buildup of toxins. The serene images shown in brochures? A lie. This is the raw, unfiltered reality of dialysis. One moment, a patient is sitting up, chatting. The next, their blood pressure plummets. Nurses rush in, tilting their chair back, pumping saline, trying to stabilize them before they lose consciousness. Dialysis isn't painless. 2 thick metal needles are pushed deep into the arm, piercing the fragile fistula. Some patients cry out, others squeeze their eyes shut, bracing for the pain. And then, the waiting begins. 4 hours, strapped to a machine, as blood is sucked out, filtered, and returned. Not every treatment goes smoothly. A needle dislodges, and within seconds, bright red blood pools onto the floor. A nurse shouts for help. The bleeding must be stopped immediately, or the patient could lose too much blood in minutes. And then, the worst happens. The patient in the chair next to you, the one you just spoke to, is gone. The silence is deafening. A life lost just like that. Dialysis units see it more often than anyone talks about. The reality is brutal. You'd think dialysis would leave patients feeling better. It doesn't. Instead, it drains them. Dizziness, nausea, extreme weakness. Most patients can barely stand afterward. Some collapse before even reaching the door. The rest of the day? Lost. The body is too weak to function, too exhausted to do anything but sleep. This is what dialysis does. It steals life moment by moment. Life outside of dialysis, it barely exists. Social events become impossible. Friends drift away, jobs slip through the cracks, depression settles in, and worst of all, the overwhelming feeling that every day is just a slow countdown to the inevitable. I feel like I'm just waiting to die. Doctors say dialysis will make you feel better. But the reality is 80% of patients experience extreme fatigue. They say dialysis is just a minor inconvenience. The truth? Every meal, drink, and activity revolves around restrictions. There's no freedom. They assure you can live for decades on dialysis. The 5-year survival rate? Only 40%. Many don't make it that far. A 2018 study found that the annual mortality rate for dialysis patients is around 9% per year. The median survival time? Just 5 years. For many, dialysis isn't a long-term solution, it's a countdown. Do you think dialysis is saving lives or just prolonging suffering? If you or a loved one is on dialysis, what's the hardest part? How you can help. Share this video. People need to hear the truth. Comment dialysis truth if you believe patients deserve better care. This is the reality of dialysis. It's time the world knew.